Nice run and a good one. Williams outside. 15 keeps his feet. And Williams finds the end zone. And he is in for a touchdown. On second down, here's a toss. Here is Lucas. Jalen Lucas, that great speed. Keeps his feet. Inside the 30. Lucas, 10, 5. Touchdown, Indiana. It's Henderson cutting back and finding the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 189 of the Hoosier Happy Hour, presented by Big Banter. I am your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Bragley, Braggley. I am here with producer Seth, one of the few constants of this show. When he's not out vacationing with coworkers as an HR little splinter in everybody's good time, he is here hanging out with us, being our own personal splinters. So welcome, Seth. You can find him, if you haven't already done it on Twitter, block him at SayTop5, SETAH5. What it do, though?
Did you hear they're trying to legalize us again? They are trying to reintroduce happy hours to Indiana law. There's a bill currently in the system.
Really?
That you weren't allowed to give special times for specific alcohol discounts. And so this apparently goes to attack that loophole. And so happy hours are back, and it couldn't be better.
Huh. Doesn't Applebee's have a happy hour? And they're nationwide. So does that
I'm sure there's loopholes? Except for Indiana or whatever. I'm sure there's some fine print on there.
Cool. So everybody, we are trying out a new format so that we can start doing some live stuff. We are going to start doing some clips on the Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. I just started the YouTube page this morning. So yeah, this is what we're doing, man. We are up and ready to go. We are evolutioning. I don't know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nailed it.
Yeah. I don't know if Seth can see what I can see. I've got him on my right. I got a sweet background in the background. You got all that stuff?
Oh yeah. I got the
Hoosier
background.
Happy Hour up in the top. Yeah. We're doing some big time stuff now. Some big time stuff. So if this sucks, I apologize. So, and like the little intro music, I'm not cutting it out. I know you guys were sitting here thinking, what is this? Dude, Seth and I were jamming. We were vibing before this started. So, all right, let's get right to it. Some quick housekeeping. As we've mentioned the last few weeks, we have LEO podcast shirts, just a few left. We have a few larges, a few mediums, like a sprinkle of extra larges, and maybe one or two double X's left. You guys have had them flying off the shelf, and we need to continue getting them out of my basement. Now, when I say in the basement, they're not sitting in the basement, right? They're in a nice organized shelving unit, different things, packaging ready to go. As soon as you guys buy it, I throw it in the package, throw the label on it, put it in the mailbox. You're gone. You're out of here. So check out the website, BragleyProductions.com, and that'll take you to the shop. And then you just go from there. So not that hard to figure out. You guys will figure it out. I believe in you. And yeah, we'll start the podcast in just a second, I guess. But you'll get a free sticker with every shirt you buy. 2 shirts are only $10. Instagram and Twitter, you can find us at Happy Hour IUFB. Check the link in the bio on Twitter or on Instagram for more details. And Patreon, still up and kicking. $3 a month, 20% off discount. And again, as I said, we're going to have some live stuff you guys can be a part of. We're going to have some live interviews and some stuff like that we're going to start doing with this new platform. And we will be doing that for just Patreon people only. So there we go. All right, Seth, let's get into the podcast. I don't want this to take forever.
You want me to take the lead on this?
No. I'm going to set you up. I'm going to set you up. I'm going to throw the alley. You can oop it. Khakis is out, bud, at Michigan. And I told you guys it was coming. I don't know if you believe me or not, but I did tell you months in advance it was coming. Tell me about it.
I told you it was coming. I was your source on this. This had just foreshadowing written all over it all season. You saw the season of destiny, all of the, us versus the world, all that stuff. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. All that jazz. It all culminated in the championship. And then you also have the mess going on in the background. So you have the impending investigation, multiples apparently from an NCAA level. So it made so much sense that now is the time for him to take that golden NFL parachute. He felt comfortable in San Diego, and now allegedly, I guess, all indications are pointing to Sharon Moore taking over. So as far as what it means is there has been a entire roster churn at Michigan with NFL declaration, and now you see an staff turnover as well. There's a lot going on in Ann Arbor right now.
Yeah. So they've already thrown out a list of possible replacement candidates. Is it weird to me that neither one of the coordinators are on the list that I've seen?
Well, Sharon Moore. He's the offensive coordinator.
So Moore's the offensive coordinator. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he was the interim coach.
The defensive coordinator, correct?
Yeah, but it's Moore was the one who was installed in the interim during the suspensions. So I think it's kind of the natural ascension to a guy who at least has 6 games of. Well, I guess they rotated head coaches those first 3 games, but he was the main. So 4 games of coaching experience. So I think there's a lot to go from there. So. And unless I hear differently, that's kind of the lead candidate, I would suspect.
Yeah, I think that's the best chance for them to have any sort of retention on this. I'm sorry, my kids are running around like crazy people in the background. If you guys can hear that, that's just what it is. So yeah, I think that's their best chance at retention. Some of the names I saw that were floated around. Kansas's coach.
Leipold, yep.
And a couple other ones, I was like, these are mediocre names. Now,
well,
granted,
it's so late in the cycle.
Yeah, at some point they had Brady Hoke, so
and Rich Rodriguez
and Rich Rodriguez as well. Yeah, so I'm interested to see what happens with that. I don't care. I hope the program goes under. To be honest, yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Do you remember him as a pro coach?
Yeah, he was great in San Francisco. And of course, he played his quarterback, is unfortunately someone we're not allowed to talk about anymore, but he was 44-19-1. He did very well. He led him to a Super Bowl appearance when he lost to his brother. But they were a contender year in and year out. And again, Kaepernick was by no means an elite quarterback, but he turned him into a serviceable quarterback who, at least in that time period, led them to a lot of wins, including a Super Bowl appearance. So with San Diego, he has a quarterback. He has a ton of talent in the backfield and the receivers. So you would have to think he slides in and, the Chargers immediately become a playoff team. So, yeah, I think for at least 3 or 4 years. I just don't see him as a long-term candidate any longer. He's kind of the guy who I see retirement in his not too distant future, but he's addicted to football and is addicted to the grind. So I think for the next 4 or 5 years, the Justin Herbert prime is a great time to coincide with Jim Harbaugh coming to town and mentoring him and to be the best version of himself.
Yeah, what's the next move? You think retirement? You don't think back to college?
No, I think this is it. I think he was in San Diego for college. I was at USD for a few years, so he has some ties to the area. He was on the Chargers for 1 season. So he has some ties to the area. He likes to go to familiar places. That's kind of his jam. He went back to Michigan where he went to school. He went back to San Diego. I think he likes to go back to places that he feels comfortable.
Okay. I agree. That's enough Harbaugh talk, though. Oh, well, you answered kind of that. Just so people don't know, did you give the record? I was too busy telling
44-19-1.
Yep. 44-19-1. A lot of people think of his tenure, I think immediately of he went back to Michigan because he sucked as an NFL coach.
Right. Couldn't hack it, right? He
didn't. He was great.
No, yeah.
He had 1 season of 8-8. That's it.
The question is, does his message...
That wins the NFC South.
Right, yeah. But does his message translate to pros over a longer period of time? I think that ends up being a question. And I think he definitely has now a track record that he can rely on and say, I'm a winner and, follow me.
Yeah. He did what he needed to do at his alma mater and moved on.
Yep.
So, okay. So I kind of answered this in a minute, a little bit ago, but what does this mean for Michigan? What does it mean?
It's complete chaos. You have to make the best of it next year. You have a complete new backfield. You have complete new quarterback. A lot of the receivers are going to be young and coming up. You have, 20 different guys who declared for the NFL. So it's going to be a lot of replacing key players. They're a pipeline program. They're a pipeline state. So it's not an inability or an impossible task to replenish. But you have to believe replacing that many key players over and over again and a new coaching staff, it's going to be a tall task, even if Sharon Moore is a fantastic, or whoever, I should say, ends up being the coach, is a fantastic hire. It's going to take a year or two to probably stabilize. And traditionally, there tends to be a come down year after a championship anyways. So, you just a lot of those things kind of coalescing over the next year or two. And then obviously with the NCAA investigations as well, there is just so much question marks surrounding the Michigan program right now in a way that we've never seen for a perennial or for an incumbent
national champion,
national champion.
Yeah. Don't use that word.
Sorry. Yeah. Political season's a terrible time to.
You're right. So let's segue into what I labeled as Seth's dumb idea, but it's the only thing we can do right now, I think. Once in this recent 6-month cycle or so, there is not a whole lot of IU news going on right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to letter grade American school letter grades, the state of each Big Ten football program combined with their fan base state, right?
Right.
So we're going to go in alphabetical order, but we're going to save Indiana for last. So let's start, and we're only doing football, correct?
Right. I don't want to get any basketball. This is solely football. Yeah. No Orange Crush talk, just block I.
Okay. So I spent a decent amount of time on this. I gave everybody their school colors, outlined it in the school color. Thank you. It's nice to look at. But I made a section for Brandon, not thinking that he was forgot that he was not going to be here. He literally said he wasn't coming and then said, "Oh, this is a great idea," and then still isn't here. So, all right, I will start because this team holds a close hole in your heart, a close
it's the game,
home
it's the
in your
team
heart.
I've seen the second most out of any Big Ten team.
It's Illinois. I'm going to give them, coming off of a bowl season, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, they missed the bowl, 5-7.
5-7.
I think it's a bad year for them last year. You follow a lot of these teams really outside of a little bit closer than what I do, at least. I'm going to give them a C. I know it's kind of a cop-out answer, but I'm going to give them a C. I don't think they're great. I don't think that they're in a bad spot. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like Illinois, so it is what it is, and I know you don't either.
Let me add some context to this. Illinois is a program desperate for a rival. They hate being affiliated with their natural rival in Northwestern because it's a no-win situation. If they beat Northwestern, oh great, they get no credit for beating a bunch of nerds. And if they lose, they get mocked relentlessly to losing to a bunch of nerds. And again, Northwestern isn't necessarily a bunch of nerds, but stereotypes be what they are. It's a fun thing to mock them for. So they don't like being associated with Northwestern. It's a weird little brother thing that they don't want. So then they try to get all buddy with Iowa, who doesn't care about them, Indiana, who doesn't care about them, and then Purdue, who kind of cares about them, but will never care about them as much as we care about Indiana. And they will constantly remind us that they are the closest school by proximity and mileage to West Lafayette. And we just go, okay, so what? Yeah, we got like a little cannon or whatever we play for. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not what we care about. It's not what our fans care about. You just happen to be the easiest school to deliver a straight line. To drive a straight line to with a group of 5 people in an SUV. So, congratulations on that. I gave them a B- because I think what Brett Bielema does is he increases their bottom line, their basement, to at least a 4 or 5 win season every year. And then, with what he did 2 years ago, with at least a high end of, maybe closer to 9. So I'll put him, I put them at kind of that B- C+ range.
All right. Iowa. I'm going to go based on the family feud that I think that they're going to make an upgrade. I think that
Oh boy.
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh,
because I just thought about this. Because we lose divisions. Divisions are gone. Correct?
Yep, gone. Bye.
Divisions are gone. They can no longer hang their hat on
West
4 or 5 wins in the West, right? I'm going to give them a C+.
Oh no, this is the easiest grade.
Really? Okay.
Yes. It's an F.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
It is a lame duck coach. It is a last hurrah type season. There is no excitement, movement. They are desperate for change that they aren't willing to accept. And now I'm not attacking Kurt Ferentz's legacy. Brian Ferentz already did that for me. But what he's done is provided consistent winning at Iowa, which is a testament to what Nebraska thinks it should be, but will never get to. So you asked me this 2 or 3 years ago. Oh, it's easily a hearty B. But right now, it is an F. Cooper DeJean is gone. They haven't had a quarterback in 4 years that's been worth a damn. There is nothing there that is enjoyable.
Speaking of programs that have nothing enjoyable, especially now, Maryland. And you said a did you say a meaty B or hefty B? Is that what you said for Iowa a couple years ago? I'm going to put down a hefty D on Maryland. You want to talk about a fan base outside of Turtleheads? Shout out to Turtleheads. They're great. They've got a lot of pep about their Terps. But man, this is how do I put this? This program seems like a drag car, right? That's just stuck. Like the wheels are like supposed to be really fast. We've got all these 5-star receivers. We have these incredible running backs. We have Tua's little brother, but they don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Like it's
100%. I'm on board.
It's a drag race car with no front wheels.
So what grade did you give him?
A D, hefty D.
I gave him a D for devoid of personality. You compared them to a drag car?
I don't know what you want to, a funny car. We'll call them a funny car. I don't think we can say drag car.
I compared them to a minor league baseball team where the best players get traded off to contenders while still occasionally producing a few players to make the show anyways. No fans, no excitement, just a few peppy colors and like jersey schemes that people think are pretty. That's it. They have no, except for Turtleheads. And again, bless them. They have followers. I know it. I've seen them. But I mean, nobody shows up to their games. Nobody, you never run into some diehard Maryland football fan when you're out in public anywhere. It just doesn't happen. They don't exist. So D for devoid.
I've got a question because we've talked about this. I don't even know how many times. Their lack of attendance in football is insane.
And it's the same in basketball.
Good.
It's the same in basketball.
Basketball is crazy too. There can't be that much more to do.
No.
Right?
No. It's a boring ass college town just like any other.
It's weird. So why do you think it is? There's always stuff in comments for like IU, or maybe they get it. I don't know. But you'll get things where like, oh yeah, you're gonna get all this big coach for a stadium that's half full. But I guarantee you, average attendance for IU is way above Maryland.
I would say they're on par. They're not far off.
Okay. I'm going to look this up. You go ahead and do the next one.
Okay.
Oh, wait, we already talked about them, but if you want to just do it again.
I'll do it. So Michigan has the highest highs and the lowest lows. They're an unending bastion of self-righteousness. Just the most tone-deaf fan base in the Big Ten. And again, with all the question marks swirling around the program, regardless of the fact that they're the reigning national champion, you have to wonder what the hell is going on in Ann Arbor. And even at that, how could you give them any kind of grade with confidence knowing all the question marks? So it feels odd to say, hey, the national champion has no coach, has no quarterback, has no running back, has no receivers, has no defense. How do you feel good about that? So
I just think that it's
best case scenario, it's C-.
I would have put him still at a B, I think, just because they are still a powerhouse, and they shouldn't struggle with. It's not like they're coming off of a bad season. Do you understand?
Right.
You know what I mean when I say that? I want to put everybody in here real quick. So the average attendance from 2018 to 2022. Wait, let's not do that. Let's do 2022 average attendance. IU 46.9. Maryland 31.9. 46.9, 31.9. We're 6,000 out from selling out every game. So, all right, what did I say? B plus.
B.
And you gave them a C plus.
C-.
Okay, C minus. Michigan State. We gotta take off the IU glasses on this one. I think they've got a decent amount of momentum behind them, which is weird, but I do think that, like us, they've got quite a bit of work to do. But unlike us, they haven't done any of that work. So I'm going to give them a C minus right now, and I think you're about to poo all over this C minus.
No, I had a C- exactly as well. I think they're in complete need of a rebuild from a stadium and a program and an attitude, a coaching staff. They have a complete institutional lack of control, it seems like. And I'm ready for the next phase of Michigan State football to be something other than whatever this is. It's still the last most significant thing I can remember, aside from, what was it, Malik Carr scoring a game-winning touchdown against you guys, was the fight against Michigan in the locker room. Those are the last two most memorable things associated with Michigan State right now, and that's not good.
No.
So C-.
I'm going to go back and change mine. I'm going to give them a D. And I'll tell you why. I don't get it. I don't get the hire. I felt like they could have gone way above what they hired. They got Oregon State's coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me they couldn't have brought in Duke's guy, or they couldn't have grabbed a bigger name than what they should. Remember, I'm saying this because we talked about this last year. This is supposed to be a top 5 in the country style job, is what people were saying nationally.
Mm-hmm.
Major conference, major money behind from boosters, and they got Oregon State's head coach who couldn't even bring over DJ Ukulele because it's Michigan State, bro.
Right.
I'm giving them a D. They're not going anywhere. They're fine. D'Antonio's not there, or D'Antoni, whichever one he is.
They have a chance of improving. Don't get me wrong. I think the new era provides a chance, but I was just so tired of it. They just need big change. And if this is big change, I don't believe it is, but if it is, great, good for them. I didn't get excited about it. Everyone was all jazzed about it and thought it was this greatest hire ever, and I just did not see it.
Yeah.
But if he works out, great. It can't be any worse. It can't be any worse than where they were at.
Yeah. So they did. I read an article. I think it was PFF. I think they did like the top coaching hires so far this year in college football, and I think he was 12th, 11th or 12th, and Cignetti I think was 3rd or 4th. So I don't know. And
again, the stadium. Oh, it's
stadium.
So
I've
bad.
never been there, but Brandon hates it. He said it's like the worst place he's ever been. This probably isn't fair. I'm just going to give him a C minus. Minnesota. We don't need to talk about them.
It's over. It's over, right? He's worn out his welcome. The shtick is it's raw the boat at this point, right?
Raw the boat.
Yeah, it's
just beating it so bad it's raw.
It's worn. I mean, it's just what?
Okay, what you give him? C minus.
Yeah, I'd go with the C minus.
Nebraska. This will be a fun one for us. I'm going to give them a. I hate to do this. I hate to do it. I think they got a lot of man. I think they got a lot of momentum. I think the state of the program is in a good spot. Made a bowl last year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to give them a B.
Nebraska's a tough one.
And they got this Dylan guy, right? Who's this Dylan guy? Dylan Raiola. Who is this?
The number one quarterback prospect. He's the son of the lineman, the professional lineman forever for, I think it was the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be pretty good, but he can't make up his mind on what school to go to. And this is like his 6th recommitment. So we'll see how it goes. No, I think there's a lot of excitement around that. I think that is something they can be jazzed about, but I think Nebraska fans will eternally be optimistic that they're always going to be back. They are the perpetually optimist, but I think like so many small towns in the Midwest that time has left behind, Nebraska is that city with its faded welcome sign, hearkening to glory days of yesterday and clinging to hopes of a rebirth that will never happen. They should be happy the highway passes through their town, if only to bring the true contenders from far away, who leave the mementos of victory for their return. But they're nice people, right? It's their version of pro sports or whatever. And, whatever. So like, there is nothing to be mad about them. They're such nice people. They come with entire bus loads of people who come off like the Always Sunny in Philadelphia McBoyle family who haven't seen daylight in months. But they're always nice people. They mean well. I have nothing bad to say about them, but they always think they're going to be amazing and they never are. But I'll give them a B just for hope eternal, man. Like they have an amazing sense of optimism that I can't help but, I don't know, in a weird way, envy, I guess.
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, the state of their program, I mean, great, you made a bowl. But I think that they kind of fit into, again, another Iowa situation where you're not playing in the West anymore. You don't get Minnesota. You don't get Northwestern. You don't get Wisconsin. You don't get Purdue, no offense. You don't get the weaker side of the conference. There's no arguing about it. There's not been a Big Ten West team that has ever won the Big Ten title. Like, it's
there's going to be a
facts.
Rebalancing. Yes, there is going to be an absolute reshuffling of, Iowa, who would consistently think that they're one of the top 2 or 3 schools in the Big Ten just because they won the West, when in fact they were probably 5 or 6 most years.
Yeah.
And they're suddenly going to realize that, 7-3 Big West champs or whatever, or, Big Ten West champs, is going to turn into a 5-5 season pretty quickly.
Yeah. This is what kind of poo-poos this next team. And I want to say we need to base this off of current form and not future form, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think currently Northwestern, I'm going to give them a B+. And the reason I give them a B+ is because they had an incredible season.
Mm-hmm.
Big Ten Coach of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't supposed to do anything. That first game against Rutgers set up for what should have been an 0-13, 0-12 season.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least 0-9 in the Big Ten. And they surprised the hell out of everybody. I think that I'm not going to say they got a ton of momentum behind them because I don't know what they're doing recruiting-wise. They've never really been a big-time recruiting school. They're not doing a ton of transfers. Mm-hmm. They just aren't there. How that translates with Oregon, USC, UCLA, and Washington coming in, I don't know. But I think right now, they're one of the top-tier schools heading into next season.
Yeah.
B+.
This was the hardest grade I had to give. And I settled on an A.
Really?
Because you have to be high out of your mind after last year. You have to just be like,
2020 IU.
Yeah. Whatever that Cresco stuff in Illinois they're selling, they're putting it in pretty good.
Cresco.
For those who get it. But it is just absolutely the highest high, the most unexpected season. It was truly, for what ended up being like a fairly middling season, all things considered. It was a Cinderella season. And you have to think that whatever they've got in this new coach, if he can bottle it again next year, it doesn't matter who's on their roster. They believe in it. And they are another one of those schools. It's a program, an identity based program, because they are not a high elite recruiting or transfer program. So you have to believe, if you're a Northwestern fan, this guy's got it and he's going to have it again next year.
There's no way There's no way. If you told me
they're going to come back down to earth, right? They have to. They have to, right?
What I was going to say, they finished 8-5 on the season, second in the Big Ten West. There's no way at the beginning of the season you would have told me that they would have handled Wisconsin.
I just threw away my paper. I had them 1-11.
That's crazy. And one of the wins was probably against Rutgers.
Yeah, I believe.
Who also had a good year. So this one stinks. This one stinks for us to have to do. Or Ohio State's next. I refuse to give them a top grade. I will give them an A-. I do think that they're losing quite a bit of production and what is a once-in-a-generation wide receiver. Yeah. And I do think that the quarterback situation is not fixed. No. I don't care who they brought in, what freshman or what Kansas State reject that they brought in as a quarterback. I don't think that they're going to be nearly as good as they were even last year. Well, maybe they'll be right around what they were last year. I don't think that they improved that much. And I don't think that the robot of a coach is not going to get off of his hot seat with another probably 9-3 season. Although they could run with it, man. Michigan's going to be down, what I would assume be down, and this could be the easy walkover game for them at the end of the season.
Yeah, when I'm looking at who I think are probably going to be the top 3 teams next year, I'm looking at the heart of this next 3 teams we're going to be talking about right now, and that's Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State. I think all 3 of them are going to be sitting really pretty next year with an opportunity to compete in the conference championship. Where I think Ohio State has the biggest challenge is their fan base. Is what you have seen over the last month is an absolutely delusional, rabid group of people who are willing to eat and sacrifice their own if they think that they can trade in for some slightly better upgrade, or at least convince themselves that it's a slightly bigger upgrade. And Howard is a decent quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I do not think he's head and shoulders above McCord by any stretch of the imagination. I do not think they tried to sell me. I saw some Reddit posts where they tried to sell me that the receiver group next year was somehow going to be an improvement over last year, which again is delusional. So you have this amazing program who is going to roll out of bed and shit 9 wins. They'll probably sleepwalk their way to an 11-win season, regardless of who their quarterback is, and the fans still won't be happy. So as an outsider, we're desperate for that kind of consistency, and we'd be like, "Oh, it's an A+ easily, no doubt about it." They went 11-2. That's an A+ season. But if you ask an Ohio State fan, they would tell you it's probably a C- or a D, and they want Ryan Day on a railroad out of here. And so for me, that it's another hard one. I would say a B+. I think they're prime to be a long-term contender, for the next 10 years in the Big Ten. And next year should be another year that they're, favored to make the championship game.
Yeah.
The Big Ten championship game.
It's going to take a big scandal to knock them off. I feel like.
Right.
NIL's not, NIL will even it a little bit, I think, across the country, not really necessarily in the Big Ten, but we've had a scandal. We had the tattoo scandal. No, wait, was that Florida or was that Ohio State?
Ohio State was tattoos. Yeah.
Tattoos. And that didn't really do anything. I mean, maybe they lost a couple more games after that, but I mean, they're sitting here winning national championships or going to national championships with 3rd-string quarterbacks.
Yeah. They're
fine.
Yeah.
So the next team I'm not too sure about. I think losing Bo Nix is a huge.
Yeah, that's the big question mark is the quarterback. Yeah.
So I'm going to throw them in at a B. I think that they'll be towards the top end of the Big Ten. I don't know if they're good enough to beat the likes of Ohio State, Penn State, USC, IU. I don't know if they'll be able to do stuff like that, but I think I'm going to put Oregon as a B.
Yeah, I think Oregon is an A- B+ kind of team. I think they are a quarterback away from being a top 12. What are we going to call it? A playoff team. I think they're going to be an outside Big Ten championship game contender. I think they have talent all over the field. They have one of the great coaches in college football. I'm a big believer in Dan Lanning. I think he's fantastic. I think they have a great facility. I think they have a great fan base who's realistic. And then they are just pumping money into the program. So I have to think that all signs point to their program that can accept a 6-win season and can absolutely attain a 12-win season. Because of that, I think they're in a great spot, and I'd put them at an A-.
I changed mine. I'm giving them an A+. And I'll tell you why.
I love the dramatic change.
I just looked at their recruiting. It's coming in. They have the number 6 recruiting class compositely, number 5 on 24/7, number 5 in transfers. And our biggest question mark was what? The quarterback? They're bringing in fellow Big Ten player, Dante Moore from UCLA, and a guy, you guys might have heard of this guy, Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma. Why he's leaving Oklahoma, I have no idea. But leaving Oklahoma to go to Oregon, you've got 2 studs there. They're not going to get a single sack on them because they got Matt Bedford there. They're going to be good. They're going to be very good. And I'm glad we don't – do we play them? We don't play them, do we? We don't play them. I would have been going.
No, it's definitely not at Oregon. We don't play at
we definitely don't play them at home.
Indiana and Purdue neither plays at Oregon or at Washington. All right, you ready to do Penn State?
Let's do Penn State. A for me.
I would put B for boring because
they are boring.
Because just between Tom Allen and what's his name? Kirk Franklin. That's the gospel singer. James Franklin. James Franklin. They are just the most. They are a school who, based off of who previous coaches were, they seem like they just want the most boring milquetoast pudding people to be their coaches. So James Franklin, again, there's nothing wrong with him, but there's just nothing exceptional about him either. And Tom Allen fits really well into that program of blandness. So I think that there is a consistency there. I am, as on the record, one of the biggest Drew Aller fans. I think he'll have tools up and down the field like usual. The running backs are both back. So I think that is going to be a huge basis for another successful program for another season in Penn State. So I put them they're at an A right now. I think they're consistently producing pros. And again, James Franklin is just essentially a busybody, spot holder. And will benefit from at least 8 wins every year because of it.
Yeah, the amount of talent that they have on that team is insane. I'm assuming both running backs are coming back again.
Yeah, they were only true sophomores last year.
Yeah. And then you've got the hyphen at wide receiver if he's not going pro, and you've got Aller. I mean, it's a good stacked team, and I'm sure they recruited well too.
Abdul Carter,
Abdul Carter
sure is going to be a junior.
Yeah. Chop is going to the NFL, I saw, so that stinks. But
and the big tackle is going to be a first rounder. Yeah. But they have enough pieces always coming back.
Yeah. Do we do Purdue now, or do you want to save them for later?
I'll just say it's a C because there is just so much. We have a quarterback and a halfback. We scared off all the receivers. Well, I have no idea what the hell's going to happen.
Receivers that's crazy. I mean, you guys have a top 10 transfer class.
There's a lot of good pieces coming in. It's just like,
but you've lost 20 some odd players.
Does it come together? And if so, great. And if not, it's going to be another long year.
Here's another tricky one. Rutgers is next on the list. I don't know. A C? I gave Purdue a C-, by the way.
How do you expect anything from Rutgers? They're the team that you look at their roster, you're like 3-9. Oh my God, 3-9.
I want to see their schedule. Let's do their schedule real quick.
And then they come out 6-6 every year anyway. So it's like
football schedule.
And they don't, again, there are no fans in New Jersey. There are no fans in Pennsylvania or New York, the tri-state area that they locate in. There are no Rutgers football fans.
Oh,
they play everybody, don't they?
Stretch. Oh, they avoid Ohio State, Michigan State, and Penn State. Believe it or not, but they've got a stretch. Their October is probably winless. All right, here we go. They've got Howard and Akron at home.
Okay, so 2-0.
Well, maybe Akron's tough. And then
You son of.
And here's the stretch. And I'm going to include these first two games in there. I'm not sure what to expect from Washington. I don't think that they'll be what they are. From September 21st to October 26th, these are all in a row, no bye weeks at all. At Virginia Tech, with Washington, at Nebraska, Wisconsin, UCLA, at USC.
Yeah.
All in a row. And then
That's
they hit a
rough.
bye week, and then they get Minnesota at Maryland, Illinois at Michigan State. Again, 1, 2, maybe they lose 6 in a row, and then they lose 4, and then they win the next 4. They're 6-6. I mean, how? How does it? I mean, we're way too early.
That's
right?
why they're going to make a movie about Greg Schiano. I'm telling you,
Insane.
every time Rutgers comes up, there's going to be a movie.
What's it called? Average?
I don't know.
It's got to be Keep Chopping. That's his thing. Keep chopping.
But yeah, I mean, it has to be a C because you continually expect nothing and you get average.
Yeah.
And so that's you're an improvement over what you expect. You have to be excited about that.
Yeah. We've gone through 13 teams. We've got 5 left. We're 41 minutes into this recording. Let's try to fly through at least the next 4.
The next 3 will be super quick, I think, because
I don't know anything about UCLA. No, I have no idea. B-.
Okay, so both of those schools have no fan bases. Why would you go to a football game in LA when there's so much other stuff to do?
Yeah, but USC's got a pretty.
They've got a stadium. That's it. That's it. They've got a stadium, and they've got Will Ferrell and Snoop Dogg. That's it. I mean, it's not what it used to be, man. So I'd put UCLA at a B- and USC I'd probably put it a B. I think they're going to have big issues next year, replacing some impressive talent.
I've got USC as a B. I've got UCLA as a B-.
Yep.
Here's a weird one. I've got Washington as a C+.
Ooh.
Because, and I'll tell you, they're losing so much.
A week and a half ago, it was like an A, right? At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're losing so much. I mean, they're quarterback, wide receivers, running, like everybody's gone.
Gone.
Everybody. Coach is gone. You name them, gone. You know the thing from Parks and Rec? You do this, jail. This, jail. You go to jail. They're gone. Everybody's gone. What are you giving them?
Yeah, I actually had a C-, and that was another one that I had an asterisk next to.
Just coming off of a national championship appearance to a C-.
Yep. So both of the Big Ten teams that were in national championship game, we have given, or I have at least given, low C's to, because they are just victims of their own success at this point. Washington has that inevitable turnover at quarterback, at receiver, at running back, all the spots you mentioned. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
And with that many pieces to replace, there's going to be a big backslide. And so they might be 3-9 next year. And it's not an indictment on their hire or anything like that. It's just, how the hell do you come back on such an astounding success, replace everybody, go to a new conference, improve your strength of schedule dramatically, and then still expect, championship level competition? It's just a lot to ask.
Yeah, I agree. Next one is a tough one too, I think. Wisconsin did a pretty good job recruiting, a pretty decent job in the transfer portal as well. But I've got him as a B- in what was a super disappointing year for Luke Fickell in year 1. We called it. We called it on this podcast. We said
it's not why we thought they were going to be bad, though. They ended up being injured and a bunch of other things. But I mean, I have them as a C+. They're another program that lacks an identity right now. I expected Luke Fickell to immediately turn Wisconsin into Cincinnati light, or Cincinnati strong. Sorry. It just didn't happen. I think a lot of it was the injuries. They beat the hell out of Purdue when I saw them play. They looked really impressive. Tanner Mordecai looked like some kind of elite dual threat quarterback. It was astounding. But their fan base is strong. They love the program. The coach turnover the last decade or so has been absurd. So what they lack is the stability. So if this coach ends up being, a 10, 20-year coach, great. They need something like that. That's a long-term solution for that program, because the turnover, the loss of an identity at Wisconsin, it isn't completely gone, but it's been threatened over the last few years.
Yeah, he's not a legacy coach, in my opinion. I think we talked about that too. I think this is as weird as this sounds, I think this is a stepping stone job.
Yeah.
For a Texas or an Oklahoma or
Ohio State. He is
Ohio
desperate.
State.
He is desperate for Ryan Day to get fired the year he goes 10-2 in Wisconsin.
10-2, 9-3. Yeah.
Yeah. He is having a lot of long nights dreaming about that.
So this next one, it's IU. It's the last one. It's one that you guys were all thinking I'm going to put an A on. I think that the program has got a ton of momentum. I think the pieces that were brought in are going to fit, and they should fit well. They did a pretty good job of keeping some very key players in Mike Kadick and Carter Smith and Donovan McCulley, and they filled spots, areas of need, with people that are going to make immediate impacts when they walk in the door. Does it immediately translate to the field? I don't know, but I think that the fan base is in a good spot. So I'm gonna throw a B+ on where we're at right now.
That's a good realistic thought there. I think I had it at an A, because Kurt has done nothing wrong since he's been here. He has been guns blazing all out. He has been an absolute home run. Now, where the problem falters is, if the wins haven't come yet because you haven't had a chance to. So could you maintain that momentum, the excitement, if the wins are not immediate? And if the wins are immediate, what does that parlay into? So there's that dream that you get to build off of. So I think all that excitement is an A. Where it draws back is the facilities are just dog shit.
Well, I think it's coming. If
you looked at the posts that were on Twitter today that were just dragging Mellencamp, just absolutely the worst facility in the Big Ten, it would be a below average facility in the MAC. And that is just a statement of fact. I'm not trying to insult anybody.
No, we all know. We know it's there.
And the Rock, until they decide to input an atmosphere, it'll continue to be a less than enjoyable, less than optimal fan experience, or a home field advantage for that matter.
So let me.
So that's the one thing. Those are the two big things that are still missing.
As far as the stadium goes, they've done a lot of internal revamping and additions. I mean, honestly, they've got a bunch of the stuff, the Terry something or other. They did a bunch of stuff. They did the weight room now is only football and some other things like that, right? So they're making improvements. I think a lot of that stuff pregame, a lot of the other things are down to the coach. That's what I think. I think a lot of it is down to the coach. I can't imagine.
You think that was boring, Tom? You think a lot of that was?
I think a lot of it was boring, Tom. I can't imagine you're a giant Big Ten school like that. You have all the resources. At one point, that screen was one of the biggest, if not the biggest screen in college football on the south end zone. Now, granted, everything advances and everybody else every other day somebody has.
It's an arms race, of course.
Bigger screen and the bigger. Yeah. But they've done it, but they haven't done it under Tom Allen. They took 6-7 years off of doing anything really outside of the stadium. I mean, get rid of the faded. You want to talk about faded banners? Get rid of the faded number banners or the faded letter banners outside of the stadium that are pink. It says Indiana Hoosiers in pink around the outside of the stadium. What is that? That's going to cost you $10,000-$20,000 to get all that stuff replaced. Get it replaced.
Oh.
As much money as I give the damn school, they probably have enough money to replace it. Nice. Just get it done. I'll hook you up with my brother-in-law. Will take care of you. They already do IU stuff. He'll take care of it. We'll get it fixed. But I think it's coming. The facility.
So I think there's just so much optimism, though. You have to. You have to believe in what's being sold to you right now, and I think that when I talk to IU fans, because they do exist and they come up to me, they'll send you tweets. We talk to them all the time. They're excited in a way that I have never seen before, even when, that magic season. There's a true indelible excitement that seems to be organic. And so hopefully he can bottle this and keep it moving. But as of right now, you look at this exact day, the snapshot in time, there's not a lot you can be complaining about if you're an IU football fan, aside from what's happened in the past and fear that the wins may not be in the future.
Yeah.
But you got to believe.
It's
a wild and exciting time.
Yeah, and to be fair, we talked about, they don't play in the West. They don't play in the, I mean, we've never played in the West. It's not going to, you know what I can say though, is it's not going to get any harder. Right? It's not going to get any harder. I mean, maybe USC is a little bit harder, but
that's what she said.
Yeah, right. Speaking of
I emptied out my sack a long time ago.
Okay, good.
You have heard way too much of me talking lately. All of my all of my witty thoughts have been expressed as negative thoughts about other fan bases. So I got nothing for you. Let's talk about
negative.
Let's talk about this weekend.
Yeah, I went 1-4 last weekend. Like I took let me recap last week.
How was that possible? There's only 4 games.
1-3, sorry, 1-3. 1 of 4.
Okay.
1-3. I had Texans plus 9.5. That was an L. I had 49ers minus 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
That was an L. I had Bucks plus 6.5. That was a win.
Mm-hmm.
Bills minus 6.5. That was a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
you have it on the outline, so do not bring it up until after we make our picks. Here we go. I've got Chiefs money line at plus 164. Ravens are favored by 4 points. What do you got?
So you're going to ask me to go against what the next question is. So I'm not going to okay. I think the Chiefs are going to win outright.
Yeah, money line. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win outright. Money line.
Okay. Ooh, all right. And everybody's screaming, but we'll get to it. I promise you. Lions at 49ers. I forgot to write this down. I think 49ers are 7.5 point favorites at home. I'm taking the Lions money line plus 285. And I'll tell you why here in just a minute. What do you got?
Team of Destiny. Let me rephrase this. I love what is happening to Michigan, the Michigan schools in basketball right now. I love it. Love it. They've already had their big national championship. Go ahead and let them have this. I am all for. I want good things to happen for David Montgomery, and that's what it boils down to.
Okay. Oh, you said Boyles. You didn't say anything about Barnes.
Oh, Derek Barnes is great too.
There you go.
Yeah, he had the big interception last week, didn't he?
Did he? I didn't watch that.
So.
I don't think I caught that game. Not all of it. But yeah, that would give Antoine Randall get him in there.
Yeah, but we're
here's the big question: is the Super Bowl logo conspiracy legit?
So that's where I was gonna say is like.
But I'll tell you why ours work.
They're predicting
Baltimore and the 49ers because the logo is purple at the top and gradients its way down to red, right?
And which one's the majority color?
Oh,
because remember, it's like the smaller represented color is the one that
wins. Super Bowl 2024. It is red.
Yeah, so it's the Niners who are going to win.
So sorry, it's red that gradients down into the purple. It still works with ours. Maybe it's a blowout by Detroit, and so much of a blowout by Detroit that there's no real blue in it, and that the blue and the red are mixing with each other,
turning into a purple.
That's how that works, Seth.
Yeah. I got it.
I've seen the books. Yes, my other conspiracy here is the Taylor Swift conspiracy.
What's this? We need to see more of her, and so they're going to keep.
This is the whole reason why all of this is happening, is because she turned down the Super Bowl, so they got to get it. But there was this whole thing about them promoting her movie, which I think is that Migration Ducks movie. I took the kids to it. It's awful. It's a terrible movie. Never.
What? I didn't even know this was a thing.
Migration. It's the people that made Minions are the same people that made this movie, and
the Illuminati.
Awful.
Oh, Illumination, not Illuminati. Illumination. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, this looks. Oh, good. I'm not going to let my son find out about this because this does look awful.
It's really bad. It's
Oh.
really bad. They end up tussling with this super mega chef in like New York City that's going to kill them and eat them. And
All right,
it's weird.
go tussle with your kids. Let's
I'm
get the
going
outro
to.
going.
All right, yeah, let's be done. Be sure to check out the pod on Twitter, Instagram, at Happy Hour IUFB. Make sure to follow our partner at Big Banter Sports for all the latest updates involving our podcast, as well as the other 17 top-notch pods that cover the other teams in the conference. I'm not sure we've got the other ones yet. I have, and Brant, if you're listening, I have put Slack. That's on mute, dog. I got enough stuff going on with the group text and the WhatsApp and my job and my kids. I haven't checked it.
We don't need to turn this into a personal message to our overlord. All right, man. Come on.
We love Brant. Brant partied with me at the first game of the. Was it first game when we played Ohio State? First game of the season.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I'll get to it. Is what I'm trying to say. God, we're gonna get fired. Be sure to check out the other stuff on that. Just check out Big Banter. They're awesome. They're so cool. Be sure to download, rate, review, and follow on all of our platforms. Until then, what do we say? Cheers now?
Yeah, cheers. And I say cling cling or something. I don't remember anymore.
Dude, I don't like that.
Cheers.